All right. Joining us tonight on the broadcast. It is the last day of June 2025. So excited to have everything that has been going on. And now we are happy to be entering a new month. We'll be doing that tomorrow. It will be the 1st of July. So much is in store for you tonight. But first, before we get into it and everything that is shaping your world, take a look at the highlights. DCI reveals that the June 25th goons were ferried with buses to Nairobi. Senate holds an emergency session to deliberate the impeachment of Isiolo Governor Abdi Ibrahim Hassan. Kenya celebrates over 2 decades of technological collaboration with Huawei, marking a significant milestone in the country. And DP Kithure Kindiki and pro-government leaders intensify criticism of the opposition, accusing them of inciting protest across the country.
This TV Primetime News with Anyango Sylvia.
That is right. Remember, this broadcast is also coming to you live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. You can also engage with us on other social media platforms. That is on X at KUTV_Kenya and at Anyango Sylvia KE. We begin. Now, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, has revealed that some of the goon protesters who caused violence during the Gen Z protest on June 25th were ferried by buses from various locations to Nairobi. DCI Director Mohamed Amin disclosed this in a media address where he also denied allegations of lying on oath when he appeared before the Senate to answer questions regarding to the death of Albert Ojwang.
In his first media address after the June 25th protests, DCI Director Mohamed Amin had the task of updating the nation on the progress of the investigation into the violence that was witnessed during the protests.
Let me take these 2 questions.
Mohamed Amin revealed that the DCI investigation has uncovered that goons were ferried by buses to Nairobi, where they caused the violence.
Further investigations, including statements obtained from those arrested suspects, reveal a deliberate and well-funded plot to incite chaos, civil unrest, and widespread anarchy under the guise of public protest. Evidence indicates that the individuals were strategically mobilized and transported, particularly into Nairobi, from various parts of the country, not to express their legitimate grievances, but to execute a well-coordinated agenda of disruption and violence.
According to DCI, 11 police officers were injured during the protest, Mohamed Amin giving the numbers of those arrested after the protests being 418.
Initially, the demonstrations were peaceful. But along the process, the entire process was hijacked by goons. Goons who resorted to looting and destroying public property.
The charges against those arrested include murder, rape, theft, and destruction of property. DCI claimed that some of the guns stolen from the Agoreti police station were involved in robbery in Naivasha.
Several firearms and police equipment were stolen during these attacks, and disturbingly, some of these weapons have already been used in violent robberies last night within Naivasha police station area.
Regarding allegations that Mohamed Amin lied under oath before the Senate when he appeared to answer questions about the death of Albert Ojwang,
whatever I said, some people who did not mean well for the DCI, for reasons best known to them, misinterpreted what I said. And for those who are following the proceedings, I was sharing with the senators the timings when the suspect was brought to the police station, when he was booked, and when the officers went to the Bagadi mortuary. What I was reading verbatim from the records in the digital OP.
DCI also denied claims that it has summoned former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua for questioning over incitement related to the protest.
It is not true that we have summoned Rigathi Gachagua. But I would like to point out very, very clearly that Rigathi Gachagua does not enjoy any immunity against prosecution.
As the DCI continue with the investigation into the violence witnessed during the Gen Z protests, the officer now say that they will arrest all those who orchestrated the violence. Blue Smile Hassan, KUTV.
Thank you, Blue Smile. Now, Boniface Mwangi Kariuki, the hawker who was shot in the head during the June 25th protest in Nairobi, is dead. According to family spokesperson Emily Wanjiru, Boniface died on Monday at 3:15 p.m. He had been admitted to the intensive care unit, that is ICU, at Kenyatta National Hospital since June 17th. This comes since June 25th, rather. This comes just hours after his family reported that Boniface's brain is dead. The two police officers involved in the abuse are in detention as investigations continue. The family of the late Boniface is crying for justice as they call on Kenyans to help pay the huge hospital bills.
Boniface hatuko naye. Saa 9:15 tumepigiwa simu tukaambiwa Boniface amepumzika. Kwa hivyo tuko hapa kama familia tukiwaambia Wakenya Boniface ameaga dunia. Ameaga dunia saa 9:15.
Mtoto wangu sasa ameenda na askari tuliambiwa ameshikwa. Sasa ningependa haki ionekane juu mtoto wangu hakuna kitu alikuwa amefanya. Nilikuwa namtaka juu nilikuwa najua siku ya mwisho, maisha ya mwishoni, mimi huyo ndiye anaweza nishikilia. Sasa sina mtoto mwingine kijana.
Boniface ako na biru kubwa. Boniface ako na biru kubwa. Kwa hivyo tunaomba Wakenya wasaidie baba yake Mr. Kariuki ili tuweze kumtoa hapa ili akapumzike. Tunahuzunika sana kama familia kuona kijana mdogo kama huyo anauliwa akiuza maski zake.
Apologies to the confusion on deaths. Boniface Kariuki was shot on June 17th during protest before the June 25th protest. Now moving on, next Tuesday and Wednesday, Isiolo Governor Abdi Guyo will be in front of the Senate plenary after the House decided to consider his impeachment motion in front of the entire House. This comes after the Senate on Monday rejected a House Business Committee, that is HBC plan, to form a 11-member special committee to look into the governor's claims.
Speaking during a Senate sitting, Speaker of the Senate Amason Kingi gave a statement on the allegations against Isiolo Governor Abdi Guyo. He went ahead and stated that the governor faces key allegations such as violation of the Constitution by failing to deliver the State of the County address for 3 consecutive years, a legal requirement for all governors, financial mismanagement, disregard for legislative authority, and over misuse of bursary funds, with 30 million Kenya shillings unaccounted for, raising alarms of corruption and abuse of office.
By failing to utilize bursary funds in accordance with the approved budget, resulting in discrepancy of Kenya shillings 30 million, which cannot be accounted for.
Kakamega Senator Dr. Boni Alwale was also present in the special sitting. He advised the senators present to make wise decisions when evaluating about the impeachment because their decision will determine Isiolo's county's governance. He also suggested that they should do a plenary sitting instead.
Members, you are either choosing that we form a committee or we go to plenary.
Kilifi Senator Justice Stewart Mazayo also gave his input on the impeachment issue, stating that he does not support the motion and he is against impeaching the Isiolo governor.
Hoja hii mimi naipinga vikali sana, nasikubaliani nayo.
The Senate shall proceed to investigate on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Hon Abdi Hassan Guyo, Governor Isiolo County, in plenary on Tuesday, 8th July and Wednesday, 9th July 2025. Vincent Karoli, KUTV.
Now, Justice Chacha Mwita has directed the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, the DCI, and Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, to explain the 10-day detention breach in court tomorrow or produce blogger Ndiangui Kinyagi. According to reports, Ndiangui was last seen on June 21st when DCI officers raided his Kino home. Ndiangui was charged with creating the June 25th protest program, which went viral on social media. As young people demand the blogger's release, there have been a number of reactions on the streets.
Ndagui is not under the custody of officers of the National Police Service. And that is what I'm going to say rightly before the Honorable Judge tomorrow. We don't have him. And wherever he is, he should just come and surrender to the police so as to assist in our investigations.
Now, moving on, the government of Kenya has pledged to enhance collaboration with foreign firms supporting its development agenda, especially in technology and youth empowerment. During a meeting with Huawei, which has operated in Kenya for 26 years, the government lauded the company's investment in ICT infrastructure and job training for young people. Going forward, the government of Kenya will cooperate with Huawei and other technology firms to integrate people, especially the youth, in public-private partnership solutions for advancing Kenya's development into the 21st century.
We believe in technology. Technology will define the future. We also believe in this government in people. And therefore the interface between technology and people will define the future of the world. And lastly, the third variable that is going to define the world going forward is partnerships. Yes. And increasingly the divide between the public sector and the private sector is getting narrower. And this is because governments alone and public sector cannot marshal enough resources, including capital and human resources, to steer the world into the future. Therefore, partnerships with the private sector become critical in terms of leveraging on the energy and the talents.
Now, President William Ruto has urged United Nations members to endorse the outcome document of the 4th International Conference on Financing for Development in Seville, Spain, calling it vital for sustainable development and equitable global growth. Listen in.
President William Ruto said that the outcome document of the 4th International Conference of Financing for Development sets the stage for renewed commitment to multilateralism, stating that the world's and Africa's future are inseparable. He welcomed ongoing reforms in the international financial system aimed at making it fairer and more efficient. The president emphasized the need for a development-oriented sovereign debt framework, better debt management, and crisis prevention strategies. He challenged credit rating agencies to reassess African economies more accurately.
Africa's role is critical to the global climate agenda, but we cannot deliver if our goods, services, and carbon credits are excluded from the global markets or if entire value chains are blocked. We must design trade rules and pricing systems that reward green production and accelerate decarbonization. Africa must be part of that solution.
The outcome document supports a global financing safety net, calling for IMF governance reforms, improved special drawing rights access, and lower lending rates. Ruto also welcomed the document's focus on national ownership and sovereignty, stressing Africa's responsibility in shaping its development future.
The independent expert review on debt, nature, and climate, Kenya co-led with Colombia, France, and Germany, exemplifies meaningful partnership for inclusive and sustainable growth. The outcome document also supports the global financing safety net, emphasizing governance reform at the IMF and mechanisms to facilitate easier access to precautionary instruments.
He praised the recognition of trade and industrialization as transformative drivers and urged for trade rules that promote green production and decarbonization. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, Spanish President Pedro Sanchez, and World Bank President Ajay Banga echoed calls for reform.
We know that there isn't enough money in government, philanthropies, or in development institutions to meet every projection or every promise. And that's why we need the private sector. It's also why we must be more strategic and change how each of us approaches.
President William Ruto's message in Seville underscored Africa's readiness to lead in global transformation through fair partnership, green innovation, and inclusive financing. Vincent Caroli, KUTV.
Now that story by Vincent Caroli takes us to the very first break of the broadcast tonight. Stay with us.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi wale wana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Are you healthy, or rather, do you maintain a healthy lifestyle? According to WHO, health is regarded as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. Welcome to Focus on Health, a show on all matters health, wellness, and lifestyle. On this show, we cover a wide variety of topics, inclusive of, but not limited to, dental, optical, mental, reproductive health, and so much more. Join me, Joy Bofenda, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on KUTV for compelling insights and discussions on all matters health. See you then.
Focus on Health, your weekly dose of health and wealth information on KUTV.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Anyango, Sylvia.
Welcome back. We are live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. You can also engage with us on X at KUTV_Kenya and at Anyango Sylvia KE. Now moving on, opposition leaders led by Rigathi Gachagua of DCP, Kalonzo Musyoka, who is the Wiper leader, Eugene Wamalwa of DAP Kenya, and Martha Karua of PLP have accused President William Ruto of failing to improve the economy, perpetrating human rights violation, and protecting corruption. Speaking in Narok Town, Gachagua alleged that the president has allegedly grabbed land belonging to the Maasai community. Karua warned the government against oppressing opposition leaders, saying such actions pose a danger to the nation. The leaders promised to continue uniting Kenyans with the goal of removing Ruto from power.
Tukianzia hapa Narok, huyu Kasongo asipofukuzwa ataiba mashamba yenu yote. Kweli ama uongo?
pale holding ground, pahali ilikuwa ya kuweka ng'ombe ya Masai, eka 1,100 Kasongo amechukua. Pale Masai Mara ameshikana na governor, wameimba shamba 4,000 acres, sindio? Sindio?
Ya kwamba akigusa kiongozi wa upinzani yeyote na akigusa Gachagua haitakuwa one term, itakuwa no term. From one term to no. Akigusa upinzani no, sikia akiwa Nairobi.
Tunasema hatutakubali vijana kuuawa, wale ambao wameshikwa juzi, wameshikwa kila mahali. Usiseme ati mtu anasema kula, anasema watu wametoka sijui Murang'a, wametoka Nyeri, walitoka Kenya kila mahali. Hapa Narok si mlikuwa na maandamano? Wangapi wasema walikuwa na maandamano hapa Narok? Narok sio Nyeri, Narok ni Kenya. Walifanya maandamano kaunti karibu 30 na hata wale wengine pengine walikuwa hajapata habari.
Now, the controversial bridge pitting in Bobasi constituency in Kisii County was finally completed a few weeks ago as a result of the collaboration between the Kenya Rural Roads Agency and the area member of parliament, Innocent Obiri, who finally allocated funds with the River Nyamachai bridge. The residents have expressed their satisfaction with the initiative. Take a look. Bobasi constituency, Kisii County, which had been the source of frequent protests due to its poor condition, has now become a welcome relief following the completion of construction works. The Bobasi constituency member of parliament, Innocent Obiri, acknowledged the hardships the residents faced accessing vital services due to the delays in reconstruction, which he attributed to slow funding approvals.
This bridge is a very old bridge, the one which was there, over 50 years old, and therefore it was washed away by water after outliving its time. And for a while, our people at Bobasi really suffered. The bridge is a divide between the market center of Nyamache and the administrative center of Nyamache.
In addition to the completed bridge, Obiri announced that another bridge over the river Nyamache near Nyamache Tea Factory was currently under construction, funded by the Kenya Urban Roads Authority, Kura.
The second bridge has commenced. The contractor is now moved to site, and I expect it, like the other one, to be of the same quality. I'll supervise it myself. It will be the same quality, and I expect it to take probably a maximum of 4 to 6 months, and the people will be using there.
The residents in the area applauded the collaboration between their area member of parliament and the government agency, Kenya Rural Roads Agency, for finally allocating funds and constructing the River Nyamache bridge that had now eased their movement.
Nilikuwa naangalia juu ya hii bridge ilikuwa imeharibika. Tulikuwa tunapata shida mingi, hata wakati tulikuwa tunatengeneza daraja nyingine ya mbao, tulikuwa tunapita huko watu wanafujika.
So we are happy tumepata hii daraja imejengwa hapa hivi because for the last I think for the last like 2 years it has been a challenge to access because most of the public offices ziko hapa ngambo, so ku access hapo imekuwa challenge kubwa, and we really appreciate because it's quite an achievement.
Nataka kushukuru mheshimiwa wetu ambaye ni Innocent Obiri Momanyi kwa kututengenezea hii daraja. Hii daraja mimi nilikuwa nafanyia kazi hapa karibu. Watu wengi sana waliweza kuumia, lakini kwa hii imejengwa kwa muda ambao ni mfupi, ambao tunasema at least ametusaidia sisi kama wakaaji hapa.
Completion of the River Nyamache bridge marks a significant milestone in improving infrastructure and accessibility in Bobasi. With continued government support and community collaboration, the region looks forward to enhance mobility and economic growth in the coming years. Now, that story was produced by our very own Lucy Medosa. We are taking a very short break. We'll be back with sports.
uso na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka akawa tuzo, ukakamavu wake ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke akabaini jinsi ya kuwini. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kibwele.
Welcome back. In sports tonight, in the FIFA Club World Cup tournament, Inter Miami, under the leadership of their captain Lionel Messi, lost the round of 16 match against PSG by 4-0. PSG's goals were scored by Joe Neves, Thomas Avels, and Achraf Hakimi, earning them a spot in the quarterfinals. In another match, Germany's Bayern Munich defeated Flamengo 4-2 to advance to the quarterfinals. In today's fixtures, Inter Milan will face Fluminense at 10 p.m. Now that marks the end of our broadcast tonight. Thank you so much for choosing our news tonight and for staying with us this far. This has been KUTV News at 9. See you tomorrow in the morning for Biashara Tuesday. So much interesting discussions with yours truly, Anyango Sylvia. Have a good night.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control.